Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Rizzo. I'm the owner of the Hidden Pet Fence Company here in New York. I wanted to do a short video because we get a lot of questions asked from prospective customers about wireless systems. There's a few wireless systems out there, and I'm doing one about the Petsafe version of their wireless. I have a unit here that I'm going to show you. This is one of the units that they've been selling for many years. I'll talk a little bit about this and the collar, some of the pros and cons with it. Let's start off positively. What are some of the pros of this unit? There's one pro that everybody likes. It's really cheap. It doesn't cost very much. It comes with some instructions, and you're kind of on your own. I'm going to talk about the things that we hear about from customers for years. I've been doing this at the time of this video, 19 years I've been doing this in this industry, and I've seen products come and go. This one's been around the whole time. What it does is it just sends a circle around the yard, and then the dog wears a collar, and as long as that collar is inside that circle that's coming from that unit, the collar doesn't activate. If the collar goes towards the end of it or goes a little bit further, it activates. The dog comes back in, it shuts off. There's some problems with systems like this, and I'm going to tell you about them now. Number one, with it being a circle, if you put it somewhere and make a circle so your dog can go out into the backyard or into your side yard, because it's a circle, it's going into your neighbor's yard. So it's not customizable at all. It's just a circle, and that is it. Some of the other issues with it just being a circle is it sends a circle out flat line. If you have land that dips or has hills, lots of trees or metal buildings, it screws up with that signal and it doesn't make it consistent, and sometimes it makes it so where there's blind spots and the collar doesn't activate. So if you're gonna be with one of these units because of just the sheer cost of it, understand that these things are things you need to look at before you even try to attempt to train your dog on here. Like I said, this is a magnetic field, so metal buildings, metal cars, unlevel ground, lots of trees, those are going to make this system inconsistent to where the collar doesn't activate at the same time that it did 5 minutes ago when you tried to activate the collar in the same spot. So the other thing about this unit is there's no service and there's no support. You train your dog, you set up flags, you do all the training, you do all the rewards. Every dog is different, so there's not a printed out version of how to train your dog in a positive fashion for them to learn it for the long term, because all dogs are different. That's what we're trained for. When you buy a system from us, we do the customized training until the dog learns the fence, and we're 100% successful. These units do have a very high return rate. I will tell you that when I got in the industry, when I got into this industry in 2004, I went to the manufacturer who manufactures those units, and the owner of the company at that time, Randy, told me and a group of people in a meeting that unit had a 60% return rate, 6-0. I asked, how can you stay in business with a 60% return rate? Well, there's a reason for that, and he explained his business plan, and I didn't agree with it, and I don't sell these, so it didn't matter to me. But I want people to know 60% return rate, that's pretty bad. Another downfall to these wireless pet fences is that if the power goes out, that signal field around the yard goes away. When that goes away, the dog's collar thinks, oh, the dog just left that circle by running out of the yard. We better activate that collar. What that means is your power flickers or goes out, your dog's collar thinks your dog went out of that circle because there's no more circle, and it starts to activate that collar. Imagine your dog sitting next to you in the living room, the power goes out, your dog is now going to jump up screaming because that collar is now going off, because the collar thinks it left the yard. So that is a huge downfall for folks that I want you to know. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you on our whiteboard how the circle works and how it can cause you some issues. We'll kind of put that in the video here because I want you to have as much information about this unit as possible. I'm going to show you now the differences in the collars. I have one of our collars here, and I have one of the collars that works on this unit. So this is a unit that somebody traded in. They moved into a house with this system, tried to train the dogs themselves, was inconsistent, was going in the neighbor's yard when they're trying to give them more backyard. This is the size collar. It's got one of these 67 batteries in it. These things generally only last 1 to 3 weeks in these collars. And you can see the sheer size of them compared to our collars. It's got the solid metal prongs where ours have the gentle spring contacts that move up and down. So the size of it, you can see the difference. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that this collar only comes with 5 levels. 1 is off, so it really only comes with 4 levels. What if your dog needs lower levels or higher levels than those? That's what our collar is made for. But this system there's not a lot of adjustability to it. It's very, very important that your dog learns on the correct levels, because if you use too high or too low, the system's pretty much not going to work. The support that you get from us when you do a wired system, where it's customized to your needs, we do the training and all that, you're not getting any of that with these store-bought units or Amazon-bought units. They are very inexpensive, but with a 60% failure rate of going back to the manufacturer. Think about this, the 40% that stay out there, how many of them just don't work and they just don't use it again and don't get their refund? So of the 40% that stays out there, how many are actually working for people properly? Again, the pro of it, it's really inexpensive, it's really cheap. Unfortunately, there's things out there that do that. With us, you get the full service of doing everything. So what I'm going to do on the whiteboard here is show you how the wireless circle works or doesn't work in most yards. This unit gets plugged in and sends out a circle from there. So it sends out, say, 30 feet this direction, that direction, that direction, that direction, right? The maximum that you'll get from the unit that we've tested is 40 feet. That is literally the maximum that we're able to get out of it from the unit. So what folks do is they put this unit in the backyard or the back of the house to try and contain just the backyard, or in the center of the house to protect the front door when they run out the front door to stop them from running out into the road, and then give them an area in the back to go to the bathroom or vice versa. So it's a circle though. So you're gonna see here, I drew a picture of a house or garage, and here's the property line in blue, right? You got your driveway, your walkway here. If you were to set that unit here, and it does a circle like this around the yard, but you say, man, the dog can only get 20 feet out the front door, he can only get 20 feet or 30 feet out the back door, I want to crank this system up to give him more space. Well, if you crank that system up to maximum, you're now letting the dog go into the neighbor's yard just to give your dog some space. Meanwhile, all the rest of this space is wasted. If you put it in the center here to give them more front space, that zone now goes here to give them more, maximize the front, and it minimizes the back. If you were to do one of our systems with a wired unit, we can outline your whole property like this and maximize it. So we can give them the whole yard in order to go out any door and go front to back, or we could do what's called a 2-zone system. If we have the same house here and garage here and driveway here, we could do a 2-zone system that would look like this. And it's customized to be able to let your dog out the back door and stay in the backyard, and he can't make it to the front yard when people are pulling in the driveway, or when there's people walking their dogs. Your dog can't make it into the front yard barking at everybody that walks by. The nice thing about this type of system with our wired units is most people want to contain their dog in the backyard, and in almost all cases it doesn't cost any extra to do the front. And if your dog were to get out the front door or your garage door, there is a system there to stop them from making it out into the road. So it gives you the peace of mind of protecting your dog no matter what door they go out of, that they're going to be in our system. Again, with this system, if you were to put this in the center of the house, you get this circle. Maybe this diagram was bad and I did it to the back of the house. It goes like this and gives you more of the backyard, but you have nothing in the front. So what I just want you to understand is that that's a circle only, where with ours it can be customized, multiple zones, big backyard zone, small front yard zone. We can make it one zone to where here's the house and the garage like this. Oops, that was a bad one. Here's the house and the garage, and here's your driveway. We can make it so it just goes like this as a perimeter, and your dog can completely run around the house. So there's multiple options. Most of the options are around the same in price. Doing the front is usually the same in price, but that's why we do free estimates. If you have any questions or concerns about this unit or about how we do our systems, please give us a call, 1-877-DOG-YARD, and you can log onto our website anytime, 1-877-DOGYARD.com. Thank you.